ready for the Euros. Steve Clark's men on a mission to potentially get out of the group. We'll play the intro.
Hello ladies and gents, and welcome back to the Football Booth Podcast, episode 26. My name is Fennan. Joined alongside me, someone who is clearly full of confidence going into Friday's opener of the Euros. We've got Mayhem. How you doing, my good man?
I'm good, mate. Good to be back.
Good to be back. It's been 2 weeks.
A lot has happened. Well, that's a lie. Not a lot has happened. One game, really.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was trying to really just recollect as to what has taken place over the last fortnight or so. Of course, we had the big Champions League final, which of course we will discuss very briefly before we move on to other little bits of news here and there. There's been a few. I mean, we got Errol Bullitt for another 2 years. I think that's something worth discussing about. But then,
big news.
Yeah, huge news and a massive. Yeah, we could finally breathe as Cardiff fans. So. No, like I said, it's been 2 weeks. Like, how's life been, mate? Like, it feels like it's been forever since we last caught up.
Yeah, mate. Same old, getting through, struggling by. But no, mate. Good to be back in the therapeutic setting of the football booth. Well, not too much to sort of download and get off the chest. With the season being over, and there's a nice release. The Euros on the horizon, which is a different kind of build up because I don't think a lot of people. I've watched a lot of predictions, mainly all fucking limey bastards, but
it always is.
Not a lot of people seem to think we're getting out of the group, which I think in a way is a big plus for us because we go in with no expectations, and we'll enjoy ourselves, we'll have fun, and hopefully surprise a few people, and not be done after 3 games. Hopefully, so we'll see.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to really take this approach going into this tournament. I mean, I'm currently wearing the colours of the country that won't unfortunately be there in Germany to take part, but of course it's a massive occasion for Scotland, and by all means you want to be there, you want to enjoy it, but at the same time you don't want to go into each of those 3 games and being pushed aside comfortably. And so I mean there's a small sense of expectations there, but at the same time the expectations are marginally quite low. And so in that sense, It's just really going out there and really see if Scotland can turn up on the day, on the occasion. It's a tough start, I'll give you that. It's a huge start in a very difficult group, but opening up against Germany on Friday evening, like what are your thoughts going into that opener?
Well, I think we'll see a little bit more when we do our predictor later on. Where the confidence lies. But look, host nations, they're going to be right up for it. They've got some players that are on incredible form. Wirtz obviously getting Bundesliga Player of the Season.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see who they pick because obviously they've got Musiala that tends to play in that position as well. But it's not the Germany of old. But I think a lot of people are expecting them to go deep because it's in Germany. And I look at the other 2 teams in the group and while they have individual talent, Hungary and Switzerland, I don't think they're anything realistically to fear. Nothing that we couldn't, beat on the day. We've beaten Denmark in recent times, and I think they're kind of Denmark levels. Obviously, had a really, really good result against Spain and had a fantastic qualifying. So, where I think again Norway, a lot of people would have put Norway on that kind of with Odegaard, with Haaland, and they didn't do much against us. So yeah, I think we've come off a really strong qualifying campaign, and that's maybe where the sense of expectation comes around Switzerland and around Hungary. That if we get it right against those two teams, I think we could get something. And I think there's a lot of groups where, because obviously the top two will go through, and then some third place teams will go through. There's a lot of groups where there's good teams all the way through, but they'll take points off each other. So maybe if you can, beat one of the teams and get a draw, that could put you in the knockout stages. Undoubtedly, you're going to be playing someone massive in the knockout stages. But yeah, I think there's a growing sense of optimism. But we'll see how Friday night goes, because it could all be deflated pretty quickly. But if we get
I really
thumped
hope that's
6-0,
not the case, man. I really hope that isn't the case.
look, it's going to be, you're there against the host nations. That it's going to be, they're going to be packed to the rafters. The Tartan Army will bring the support as they always do, but it's going to be, that's going to be the game where it's heavily dominated by one team. You're going to be in a cauldron opening game of a major competition, so they're going to be right out for it. You would expect crowd right behind them, and we'll see. But yeah, I think we may surprise a few people. Like I said, a lot of people saying, "Sorry, Scotland, you're going to finish bottom." It's like, all right, mate, because you've got Szoboszlai 28 times this season, sitting from home pretending to be a Liverpool fan. Fuck up.
I think that's really all they have on, at their disposal, Hungary. I mean, I'm sure there's a few others. I think they've got that Orban from Leipzig as well, the centre-back, Galassi in goal. And then past that, there really isn't any names that are really worth mentioning. But Szoboszlai being the obvious talisman in that side, I think it's fair to say I think Scotland could easily go into that game and cause some upsets and surprises there.
Yeah, Scott McSauce to put him in his pocket like he did in the FA Cup.
Mayonnaise.
No, look, I think as sad as it has become, and it is tragic, because I look back at maybe my dad or my granddad and that, and to say that we're happy just to be there is a wee bit tragic, but it is the truth. We obviously qualified for 2020, 2021, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and we had a couple of games at Hampden. They didn't go so well. So this is a chance to right the wrongs, have a decent tournament, and hopefully that springboards us into a good qualification for 2 years' time. Because I just want to see us at a World Cup. Come on, the fuck. The Euros are good, but come on.
Well, the Euros tend to create a good platform and a good springboard for, I'm speaking on past experience where, Wales doing well in the 2016 defied all odds and managed to get to the semi-finals, and then eventually we managed to make that next step and qualify for a World Cup. Unfortunately, the outcome was pretty flat, where there was no excitement in the end. Like only one goal to score throughout that group stage, and then here we are, just scratching our heads as to why Rob Page has still got his job. Who could potentially take over this team in transition, which he's always turned to. That's always been his outright excuse, and so it's a weird sense at the moment with Wales, and so but in the contrast difference is that Scotland are in a much better place, and like you said, based off of the qualifying campaign that Scotland had, I think they're in a perfect position to really use this platform as a great advantage to really progress and proceed going forward. Whether we see Steve Clarke still at the helm come the next World Cup is always a big question on our minds, but we obviously don't want to think too far ahead.
Yeah, I think it's his job to kind of step away from it if he wants to, or continue with if he wants to. I think Scotland's strength is in their midfield and probably that left side with Robertson, and the way that we kind of shoehorn Tierney in as that wide centre back that kind of overlaps. Kind of struggle on the wings. I mean, I think that's probably why we've seen James Forrest's resurgence over the last couple of months, cementing a place in the squad. We do struggle out wide, and then through the middle. Yeah, sometimes it can be a little bit difficult. We're flicking sort of between. Ryan Christie kind of plays off the wing, or he comes in the middle. Lawrence Shankland, who has never really lit it up for Scotland, but give him the ball between the 18-yard box, and we know he's a finisher. He's proven that. So, hopefully we can set a good platform on Friday night and really go and attack the last two games. And I'm sure that we can get positive results from the other two. And we've set ourselves the perfect game plan. We did it to Spain. We frustrated Spain in Spain for quite a while as well. If it wasn't for the most weirdest goal ever chalked off that I've ever fucking seen, clearly I'm not over it. Then again, we could have been putting them to the sword again, and Rodri could have been crying again. So we'll have to see. It'll be a tough game, but for once, the Germany game, we've actually got the perfect man in charge. Clark knows how to set a team up. He did it at Kilmarnock for years. He's done it at Scotland. He knows how to set a team up. He knows how to be compact and rigid and set the lines up really well and counter attack. It's just when we go into these other games where we're maybe on par, maybe just a little bit behind, but arguably, I guess you can say we're on par with those other teams. And it's, do we need that constant five at the back? Could we be a wee bit more expansive and try and utilise some of the talents? We struggle on the wings. Could we not just say it would be niche and a lot of, it'd be absolutely slandered for it if it went wrong, but what would be wrong with saying, right, Tierney plays left back, Robbo, you're going to play further up, and that's another way to shoehorn them in. You'd get slated for it. I'm sure people are near turning off saying that would never work, but there's other options apart from just playing Kieran Tierney at wide centre back and praying that he overlaps a little bit and leaving ourselves short. We look how long we stifled McTominay for. He's been fantastic for Scotland, but we were playing him at centre back for how long? We just stifled that attacking presence for so long because we tried to shoehorn him in. So Friday night, look, we know how we're going to set up. It's going to be five at the back. We're going to be tough to break down, and then we'll probably be five at the back for the whole tournament. But hopefully, in those other games, you can just be a wee bit more expansive and get John McGinn, get the likes of McTominay involved. I just would really love it if I didn't see Lyndon Dykes on the pitch. That'd be great.
Well, I'm hoping, especially based off of the performances that he produced this season, you would like to think that Lawrence Shankland would be the main man to lead the line for Scotland. How many goals did he have this year?
30, 35 in the end.
35 in it. That's mental.
Maybe I'm bamming him up a bit. Maybe it's not.
Yeah, I was going to say because I'm pretty sure when we were here last time and we were doing our team of the seasons, I think he was around. I thought he was in around the 20s perhaps, but if we're talking all competitions, then that could be the case that it ended up being in the 30s, but I'm not too sure.
Oh yeah, I think so. I was bamming him up. 24, I think he ended on.
It's still a good tally, nevertheless.
Matt O'Reilly missed out on the Denmark squad.
I saw that. That was nuts.
18 goals and 13 assists don't get you in. And the Danish fans weren't happy as well. So kudos, shout out to the Danes. They know ball. Their manager doesn't. Moving on. So yeah, look, I'm generally buzzing that we're part of it. The atmosphere is always builds, is always a good spectacle. On at a decent time as well, so I don't have to figure out how I'm going to watch it and work.
Are there any awkward times during the week where it makes it difficult for you to catch some games?
I haven't, to be honest.
Because I haven't actually looked at the schedule either.
I just know that we're up first. No, they're all 8 o'clocks actually. So the 19th. The 19th which is a Wednesday, and then the 23rd, which is the Sunday.
And then on the
So yeah,
weekends, yeah, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I'm speaking from my time, and
yeah.
yeah, 3, 6, 9 on the weekends, and then yeah, like you said, it's. Oh wait, no, that's the case on Monday next week. Then when Tuesday there's only 2 games, 6 and 9 o'clock. Then Wednesday, 3, 6, 9. Thursday, 3, 6, 9. Following Friday, 3, 6, 9. Okay. Oh my goodness! Then there's 4 games the following week. 2 at 6, 2 at 9.
That'll be the group's finishing, but so they
Yeah,
have to
yeah,
play the
yeah.
games at the same
Yeah, it is.
time.
But no, I mean, obviously it's too far ahead to really fathom right now. But like you said, like I mean, it's great to see Scotland part of the competition this season, and at the end of the day, I mean, I'm going to try and enjoy it as much as possible from a neutral perspective. Obviously, Scotland are my country in this competition, but then obviously, worst case scenario is everyone against the English.
That's it, man. Anyone but them.
That's
I
it.
mean, and anyone but them. And if anyone's listening with his English and they wonder why, just watch the build up. Just watch the build up. Watch the way that you'll talk up all your players and how it doesn't really matter about anyone else. Basically, Italy haven't got a chance, even though they're holders. Just the way people are talking, man, it's ridiculous. Everyone I've seen, it's we're going to win the group. The group's the easy bit. It's all right. Like, fair enough. There's not, you still got to get past. Was it Serbia in their group? You just got beat by Iceland.
Again,
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, I can't talk because I hate to give it airtime, but yes, the Gibraltar result, I'm very fuming about. That's worse than us losing 4-0 to Slovakia last night, which thankfully I forgot was on. But England's group: Serbia, Denmark, and Slovenia. Not an easy group.
it's a,
It's definitely one
but
you can't write off.
but they have like Slovenia. Yeah, no, bit pish. Denmark, Serbia. Last World Cup, Serbia were people's dark horses, and now they're in England's group. They're a pile of pish. Denmark, were fantastic. Obviously, the last competition there was a big scare with obviously Christian Eriksen, but the way that they performed in those games was brilliant. So they'll be right up for it. Yeah, Iceland. I mean, fucking hell.
And I mean, and you're looking at that England squad. Like, I mean, should they be winning it? Absolutely, with the players at their disposal. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think the defence is definitely their weak spot. Where surprisingly, Gareth Southgate opted to not bring Harry Maguire. He obviously left out Jack Grealish as well, which was understandable. But Harry Maguire, where he does fit England's philosophy at the moment, like, was quite a surprise option to leave out.
I think they've just got an abundance of players. I don't even know who made their squad, but I'm guessing that means that he's took Gerard Braithwaite.
He took Mark Gay, I think he took from Palace.
I don't even know this.
And
Can I
then,
look
then
at the
so
squad?
so the goalkeepers are, because me and Kian were going through it the other day. So it was Dean
Right,
Henderson,
so
Pickford, Ramsdale,
yeah, I've got it here. So yeah, Henderson,
Walker,
Pickford,
Trippier,
Ramsdale. Yeah,
Gay,
yeah. So he's took
Stone,
Trent, Dunk, Joe
Dunk. That was it.
Gomez,
Yeah,
Mark Gay, Konsa, Luke Shaw, John Stones, Trippier, and Carl Walker. I think he's took Konsa. I think in one of they're not talking about in one of the warm up games when they played at St James's Park, whether they were playing Bosnia, I think,
yeah.
that he played in basically every position across the back line. So I think that's maybe why Consa's in. Gomez as well can be quite versatile because I think they're worried that Luke Shaw won't be
Match
fit
fit.
enough.
Yeah.
They've got Trippier as well. That we know that he can go left back as well. So Bellingham have took Eze, okay, Foden, Conor Gallagher, Kobe Mainu, Cole Palmer, Declan Rice, Saka, and Adam Wharton he got on the plane. Wow, no
Oh my
plane.
god, he was full. Like, heaps of praise bursted out after Adam Morton made his England debut.
Bowen, Gordon, Kane, Ivan Toney. Watch the betting. And Ollie Watkins. Okay. I don't know who that necessarily means is left out, but I don't think there's too many shocks there. Maybe Eze. I don't know who he's got in front of. Not sure. I don't know how much game time they expect him to get with the likes of Cole
Grealish,
Palmer and
probably. He's probably got in front
Foden.
of Grealish in that.
Yeah, maybe. I think he plays a wee bit more central. I guess he could drift, but
Yeah.
yeah,
It depends on
you're
where
looking at that.
Southgate, depends where he deploys Foden, Palmer, those sorts of players.
I mean, you're looking at that team and certainly probably expecting it to get to the latter stages.
Yeah.
But I look at someone like France, Portugal. I think England are still going to struggle against. I think if they come up against the Netherlands or Germany, yeah, all right. I think they've a decent chance. Italy again, they could probably avenge that, but you know, the likes of France and that, I just think are a little bit too strong for them. They just have that know-how as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So many
exactly.
World Cup winners and that already in the squad. That helps massively in tournament football.
No, absolutely. And England have just got, they made it a tradition of falling at the last hurdle one way or another.
Well, do you want to pull up the predictor and we can go
Absolutely,
through?
let's do it. Okay, so we are going to start with Group A, the group of Germany, Scotland, Hungary, and Switzerland. So who are we predicting top?
Yeah, I think probably we'll have a chat through, and
Scotland, nice one,
then
brother.
and if we question each other's picks, then we can kind of go. I think we're all in agreement. I think that Germany will win the group.
Yep.
This is where I'll differ from most of the others because I actually think that we'll come second in the group.
Yeah.
There was a pause there as he wondered if he should rebuttal it.
No, there wasn't. I don't know, my mouse played up for a second there. Sorry, continue.
and then I think Hungary
Yep. And then
third,
Switzerland.
and then
Yeah.
Switzerland.
No, I know, I do agree. I have no objections to that. Right, Group B. This is going to be a bit more of an interesting one because we've got three big sides here. We know who's going to finish bottom, but starting with who we think are going to top the group.
Yeah, there's something. Naturally, you look at Spain and you think that they're them, and they will have some big players in there. Rodri in midfield. I think Pedri's been called up. Carvajal just coming off a win in the Champions League. But I would like to know who you think is going to finish top because I don't think who I think is going to finish top will match up with you.
Yeah. Personally speaking, just based on them being the current holders at the moment, I was going to back Italy to top the group.
Okay. See, I think Croatia will finish top.
Ooh.
But I'm
okay.
I'm happy to lean as a compromise to go Italy first, Croatia second, Spain, then Albania.
Yeah. Now, Croatia's an interesting one because
I just think this is their last go.
This is the thing.
Lucas,
they're right at the end of that cycle of that generation of players.
Luca, I think still a fantastic player. Still going to be able to control most games. Now, Guardaval, the last major competition was the best defender.
Yeah.
In there, they've got these kind of players that float about that do great jobs, like Juranovic. Obviously he's moved to Union Berlin from ourselves, but they've all these kind of like, I don't know if Rebic has been called up again, if he's still at Milan or he's still floating in the Serie A. But they've all these kind of players
between the sticks as well, who again, like the World Cup, I thought he was arguably the best goalkeeper there.
So I think they'll be playing for their hero, their messiah, the man that's won the Ballon d'Or, the Croatian GOAT, which may be controversial because Croatia have had some good players, but I think Modric will. This is his last dance, and he may be trying to pitch a Netflix documentary on what he can do. So I think they'll come top. But I'm happy to go Italy, Croatia, Spain, Albania. I'm happy to do that.
Let's do it. Ooh, Spain. Spain were favourites there. All right, Group C. Well, I want to do it so much. I really want to do it.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, looking at I don't think it's as easy as people are making out.
It's very difficult to call here.
But what I do think is, again, tournament know-how. A manager that knows how to navigate these things. Southgate's been there for a long time. I think very begrudgingly, I think they will top their group.
Boo! But yes, I do agree.
And
reluctantly.
And now this is a 50-50 flip. I think who do you pick over Denmark and Serbia? Because Denmark had a fantastic tournament last time out, like we said.
Yeah.
But Serbia do have some really, really good players. I don't know how Mitrovic has got on since he's moved from Fulham, but the guy's a handful, and they have a strong core through. And we see in these tournaments, going as far back as like Czech Republic, Milan Baroš, and that, way back when, there is normally, some twist where, someone's going to cause an upset. Maybe you could argue that I've pitched an upset in Group A, but I think there will be some kind of upset.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let you pick between Denmark and Serbia.
I mean, look. I've had. There's been multiple occasions in qualifying campaigns where Wales and Serbia are in the same group. Serbia are not a fun side to play. They frighten me to death. And there's part of me that is really backing Serbia to finish second in this. I don't know what it is about Denmark. I know that they were fantastic in the last campaign. They've got a nice group of players that have come up as well. We've seen the emergence of Rasmus Højlund, who's come into the side. But then there's the likes of like Mikkel Damsgaard, who obviously was the big afterthought of Denmark in the previous European campaign. So Denmark's one that I'm a little bit on the fence with, and I think Serbia might edge it, personally speaking.
Yeah, I'm happy with that, man.
Yeah.
Happy.
All right, we're going to go Serbia second, Denmark third, with unfortunately Slovenia finishing bottom of the group. Group D. Now, this is a little dagger in my heart because I'm looking at Poland thinking, it should have been us! It should have been us!
Yeah, well, let's get it out of the way. Mbappe and co. Didier Deschamps boys.
I've just done it already. I've just done it already.
They are there, and I think we are going to be unless you've any argument. I think this is going to be a real cliche group because I think the Dutch are in a really good spot as well, probably as good as they've been for a little while. So I think they'll be second.
Yep.
And then I would lean more to Poland than Austria, simply just because they have the big man up top.
Absolutely.
Change the game. Wojciech Szczesny as well. Massive players with the know-how.
The guy that
take us away, Group E.
Single-handedly carried Poland.
Yes.
To Germany.
Yeah. Take us through Group E.
Group E, so Belgium, Slovakia, Romania, and Ukraine. That's an interesting group.
Hmm.
Uh, Again, I'm looking at Belgium and I'm thinking, is this the last dance for their
Hundred
generation of
percent.
players? And so,
100%.
is this the campaign where they step up and could potentially be one of those sides that make it to the latter stages and could potentially surprise us all? I,
Well, Lukaku tends to get a lot of stick, but I'm trying to think what he did. That he normally does, from my memory, I could be completely wrong, but he normally does okay in tournament football. Lukaku,
yeah, no, he
um,
does. He
Kevin De
does.
Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne is, he's back fit. He's going in. Obviously off the back of winning a league title, so being in good good form, you would think. And then they boast the likes of Yuli Telemans as well. Obviously, come off a really good season
Yeah,
with Aston
I think
Villa as well.
Courtois back fit now as well.
Yeah, well, he played in the Champions League final, didn't he? I
He
think
did,
he
yeah,
wanted
he
to make
did.
sure he was available for that. So yeah, Jeremy Doku as well.
Oh my
So
goodness, yeah.
I think they'll be
Belgium
top.
top of the group, yeah, absolutely.
Hmm.
Right, second place. This is probably the the toughest shout to make for finishing second in these
Yeah, this
groups.
this is this is tough. Ukraine have got that. Is it Granada or Grammar? They have a striker that plays in La Liga. Dubovka.
Oh yeah, Dovic, whatever his name is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
been banging him in La Liga. So I would imagine that he would he'll their success may be weighted on how much they can get him involved in and how much of a successful tournament he can have. Um, Romania as well, growing back into that kind of surprise nation
yeah.
that they used to be a little while ago. I think Slovakia are maybe tailing off a bit, not what they used to be with the likes of Martin Skirtle and Mario Hamsik and people like this. So um, I think I'm going to say I think Slovakia will come bottom.
Yep.
Maybe you pick second.
I'm gonna go with Ukraine personally for second place.
Yeah,
Personally speaking, and then Romania third, Slovakia bottom. All
and
right,
the world will be happy.
exactly. Right, final group, Group F. A very interesting group indeed. Turkey, Georgia, Portugal, and the Czech Republic.
CR7 and Roberto Martinez. I think they've got a favourable draw here.
Yep, I'm gonna go Portugal top of the group.
Yeah, an embarrassment of riches. I don't even know how you would pick a 23-man squad. So I imagine they get through. Um, the, I lean
I'm leaning
maybe
towards
it's me.
someone personally.
Yeah, for me, I think this is maybe me being um, a little bit ignorant towards the other two countries. I know that obviously Georgia have that Napoli winger whose name I'm not even going to pronounce. It's
Oh
like a
yeah,
fucking
Wi-Fi
town in
password.
Wales, mate.
Yeah,
Far too many consonants.
I know, right?
Um, and the Czech Republic, I haven't, again, maybe I'm being a wee bit ignorant, but there isn't someone that stands out. But Turkey, I think the way I think they're really dogged. I think that they're difficult to play against, and I think that they do have these sprinklings of upper echelon talent that would be enough to get them past the likes of Georgia and Czech Republic.
No, I absolutely agree. Nail on the head there. Personally speaking, Turkey, I would, I would say they're like my dark horses for this Euros. I think they're going to be like the Morocco of the World Cup last. Well, it was 2 years ago now, but
Mm-hmm.
could really pull off a few surprises. Like you said, they got a good flurry of players. That Arda Güler from Real Madrid, Çalhanoğlu, who's won another Serie A title with Inter, and then like you said, like I think they've got a good back line there. They've got a good left back in Kadioglu, and I don't know if Cengiz Under is still playing at the moment, but again, still at a good age, can still perform at the highest level, and yeah, I personally would back Turkey to finish second in that group.
Yep.
So there we go. And then third.
A toss-up. I mean, we played Georgia twice in the qualifying campaign. They were nothing special.
No.
I think from memory serves, we played Czech Republic in 21 and we lost to them. Does that Leverkusen striker play up top from that Schick?
Patrick Schick, yeah. He feels like the one and only outlet that they have.
Yeah, so based on that, I would lean towards Czech Republic just because the Georgians cried so much when it was raining at Hamden. Fucking put them bottom and get them on the plane home.
Obviously didn't do their research then. So, Czech Republic finished third. Third place.
Now, I think, yeah.
Oh,
so we have
okay.
to do
This is getting interesting. Oh, I like this.
You have to scroll up. You haven't done the third place rankings.
So excited. Ah!
So what we've got to be really conscious of here is, teams taking. So it's the third place is how many points you've accrued.
Oh, so, okay.
So you've got to think about where would teams pick up points and how many points would they amass. So if you scroll up a little bit more, so we can just see the groups. Yeah, so we can still see the groups,
and of course.
So I think for me, a slam dunk here. I think who will definitely get a win and be on 3 points. I don't know if they'll be top, but I think they'll definitely get a win. I think Denmark will beat Slovenia.
Yep.
And there's potential that they may draw with Serbia and end up on 4 points because they're quite tight. It was quite a tight group. So I think my first pick would be Denmark to definitely have to be through. Now you can pick one.
Okay. What for to be first?
So click on Denmark, and Denmark will go into the third place rankings.
Okay, there we go. Okay, and then my pick here, just looking at the games, I think it's right they could potentially get a point off of Croatia, and they'll get 3 points against Albania. And then I'm looking at Czech Republic as well. I'm going to go Spain. I'm going to go Spain. They should get at least 3 points from that group.
Yeah. I think next one I think Hungary. I said that all those three there, really you could have put second, third and fourth anywhere around. Obviously I was going to be biased, but I think that Hungary will amass enough points to be in there as well.
Yeah. No, I do agree.
So you're now picking the last team to go through, and the other team are on the plane home.
Okay, and again, just looking at the groups. See, I don't really know Romania's team that well, so it's really hard to assess. Obviously, looking at the countries they got in their group, I'd like
let's give a little bit of a rundown of Romania's team. So they have a keeper that plays for Atletico Madrid, Moldovan Horatia, don't know. Dragson Radu obviously plays for Spurs. I've maybe said his name the wrong way around.
Oh, Dragusin, yeah, of course.
Yeah, Dragusin. So Moldovan that plays for Atletico, obviously a kid. They have a centre-back, Ratio, that plays for Rayo Vallecano. I'm just trying to pick out the big hitters. A couple of boys that play for Parma, Dennis Mann and Valentin Mahalia. Yeah, that's about it. Do you want to compare it to anyone else? Czech Republic?
No, I think I've made up my mind, just courtesy of just again the players they've got at their disposal. And I think it's right because I could see them beating Austria, and they could surprise Netherlands probably, maybe even France as well. But I'm going to go Poland.
Okay. Yeah. And then I don't really think it matters who goes in now, but we'll say Czech Republic for the crack, and then hopefully that should finish that off.
Yeah.
And we'll scroll down, and we should have our round of 16.
Oh my goodness! So starting off, so Italy, Hungary.
Um,
I don't know why it's marked Italy already, but I think it's
Good omens.
fair to say that
Yeah, I
might
think-
be, yeah. Right.
Mhm.
Germany, Serbia.
Yeah, I think we had agreed that we both think that Germany will get through, don't we?
Yeah. Portugal, Denmark. That's an interesting one.
It is. I think the just the embarrassment of riches that Portugal have. You know, the likes of like João Felix that'll just be chilling on the bench. You know, Bruno Fernandes. You know, the list goes on. Ruben Diaz, João Cancelo. You know, I think I would expect them to go. And again, they've that know-how. You know, they've won the Euros before.
Yeah,
I think that they'll get past Denmark.
Yeah. No, I agree. Netherlands, Ukraine.
Netherlands is such a tough one because they look really strong until they kind of get to like who's going to score their goals.
Yeah, I
And
know.
then-
And it ends up being Weghorst, of all people.
You start to get a little bit,
Yeah.
wondering what they're going to do.
Yeah, because they do look really strong on paper, but then yeah, like you said, when it comes down to watching them play, it's really hard to really assess who their best attacking outlets are, who's going to be the difference maker. Whereas Ukraine is a bit more transparent with them.
I'll let you put your money on the table here, mate, because I know who I'm going for next. So
I think I know who I'm going for next either, but I'm going to have to go with Netherlands. Just, I think the quality they have at their disposal is just, I think will prove to be too much for Ukraine. Belgium, Spain.
yeah, I think this is probably one that would alienate a lot of people, but I just don't think Spain are all that great. Like I said, played them twice in qualifying. I just think there's some weaknesses there, and like we were alluding to with Croatia, and trying to give it one more go. I think Belgium are going to beat them.
Yeah, no, to be honest, I'm backing Belgium as well. I don't know what it is about Spain. Like they haven't impressed me for a really long time, and yeah, for that reason, I think with Belgium's being its last dance essentially for the players they have, the likes of De Bruyne, Courtois, Lukaku, I think they will prevail over Spain. France, Turkey. I think that's an easy one to make.
Yeah, I think France. Yeah.
Yeah. England, Poland.
Tasty affair. I would expect England to go through that pretty comfortably.
Yep. Scotland, Croatia.
Unfortunately, I think this is where we would bid adieu to Luka Modric.
Getting out of the group, though, at the very least.
Yeah, I think Croatia would be one step too far.
All right, on to the quarterfinals.
I really fucking hope we don't lose to them if that's the way it goes.
Oh my god, that'd be so good. That would be brilliant. Oh my god, can we go back to the quarterfinals? The last 16. Italy, Germany.
Yeah, two teams probably not at the peak of their powers. Even though I know that Italy won it the last time this iteration was around. Germany host, really tight.
I'm personally leaning towards Germany, just purely the case that they're on home soil.
Yeah, Germany
Yeah,
then. Yeah,
Germany. Portugal, Netherlands.
great game.
That would be a really good game.
Great game.
Great game. Um,
I
Portugal,
always have this
maybe.
thing. See with Roberto Marni, Roberto Martinez. I don't know why that took so long to say. But they never seem to do it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
when he was at Belgium and he had all those players and they never seemed to get there. And the best they got was the semis. I don't know. I wonder if he has that mentality in himself to install it. I mean, he shouldn't have to. There's so many winners in that team. Um, yeah, I just think when Nelon's come up against a Ruben Diaz and that kind of defence, who's going to score the
yeah.
goals? Who's going to be that creative piece? So yeah, I think Portugal.
Portugal, yeah. No, I do agree. Belgium, France. I think this probably would be the end of the road for Belgium.
Yeah,
I think France they're just far too superior. Now this one,
he's still got history.
they do indeed. History that we definitely flourish in. And there's part of me that wants to say it will repeat itself.
Oh, I want to say it'll repeat itself. I don't think it will, but I would love it to see. I
Yeah,
would love us to be wrong here. Um, I don't think England start to really feel that sort of. They definitely feel the pressure because of the expectation it gets pumped on them. I don't really think they start to feel the pressure until maybe the next round. So I think we would probably see England's. If I'm predicting, I think this would be England's best performance of the
yeah,
tournament,
yeah. No, because
and
they
and they
always
would
they
go
always have
through.
a good quarter final, don't they?
If they
Yeah,
get there.
if they get there. All right, the semi-final set up: Germany, Portugal, France, England. Again, a familiar fixture at the latter stages there.
hmm
But Germany,
Um,
Portugal, that's a tough one to call.
yeah, I think it's hard to discredit how much of an impact the German crowd will have in the atmosphere that they will
Yeah,
create. Um, but I think if we're looking at it at the teams and who has a better team and who will impose themselves more in the game, I think I would lean more to Portugal. And again, Germany. It's not like they've your man that was what was your man that used to love scratching his balls.
oh,
Um,
Joachim Löw.
yeah, like
Yeah.
have that kind of presence in there that's been there, done it. What is it, Nagelsmann that's in there?
Yeah.
So a novice, first tournament, um, big pressure on him. Portugal for me.
Portugal. Okay.
I'll let you do the honours here.
France next. No, I just think I don't know. It'll definitely be a colossal fixture by all means, and it'll be decisive on fine margins. But like I said, France look unstoppable at the moment,
Mm-hmm.
and that leads us to our Euro 2024 final between Portugal and France.
This isn't necessarily who I think will win, but just because every single fucking predictor predicts France to win and it's boring as fuck.
We're gonna go Portugal.
Portugal,
Yeah, fuck
CR7
you,
hat
fuck
trick.
you. There we go, and that is our
you,
predictor. Don't.
you heard
I swear to God, if it gave me third place playoff, I'm not doing that shit. But yeah,
you heard it here first. Get your money on Portugal.
absolutely. And that is our predictions for the Euro 2024. There it is, and that was a lot of fun. That was, and I'm so excited now. Like even though Wales aren't in it, I'm buzzing just to have some football this summer to look forward to.
We've got to get the old Bet365 out now and back a team. So if we do go out, I've got someone to cheer on.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, look, mate, it was great to be back in front of a monitor with this, as you always say, therapeutic session, as it always is. Definitely much better than last week when I was actually on the field physically playing. And so, I was meant to mention that. So last week we had our annual football match of the teachers versus the grade 9s. And so for the first time, I'll give the short story of it, but for the first time in 10 years, the teachers prevailed. We won by 2-1. There was a lot of controversy in the latter stages of the game, but it certainly came at a cost. I was playing left back in that game and discovered that it's probably my new position now. So I severely grazed my left leg just from a slide tackle. Don't slide tackle on AstroTurf. Just don't do it. It's such a bad idea. But then the second half, something happened which I did not expect to occur. And so we got a free kick early on in the second half, which I thought, look, I'll take it. Everyone just get in the box. I'm just going to hoof it to the back post. And so I put in a good ball, and then the keeper fumbles it, but eventually gets hold of it. And so I've got to bomb back. And as I'm bombing back, I get to the halfway line, and my hamstring goes on me. And so I thought it was a great idea. Like, no, I'm not going off. So I played the entire second half with a suspected pulled hamstring, but then seeing the delicious bruise that I have managed to find on my right hamstring on the back of my leg, it may have been torn a little bit.
Yeah, looks like it, mate.
Yeah. So, but we won at the very least. We won, and I played an entire second half with a suspected torn hamstring and a badly grazed left leg. And so, yeah, courtesy of that, it feels so much more pleasant to be in front of a monitor talking football with you, mate.
Just beautiful mementos from a victory well earned.
It absolutely was, and it's definitely down in the history books, and we go again next season. Let's go. Mayhem, pleasure as always, mate. Good to have you back. Thanks for joining me this evening. Best of luck on Friday as well. Obviously, we'll be in touch before then, but we cheer in on the Tartan Army and be hoping for the best for you boys.
We'll be coming.
We'll be coming down the road. Ladies and gents, thank you very much for tuning in. You can check out all our episodes on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Audible. We're everywhere on every audio platform you can imagine. If you'd like to check our live recordings out, you can head on over to our YouTube channel at The Football Booth. Whilst you're over there, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, ring that bell for notifications, drop a comment down below with your thoughts and opinions. And until next time, ladies and gents, I bid you all good night and a star.